If you're trying to decide where to live in Richlands, maybe you're trying to decide between Waverly Place, Turner Farms, or Cherry Grove, then this video is going to save you a lot of time and possibly save you from making an expensive mistake. Because even though these subdivisions are only a few miles apart, they feel completely different. They attract different types of buyers, and one of them, quite frankly, probably makes way more sense depending on the type of lifestyle that you're looking for. Now, let's go and explore. As we go through Richlands and you try to make the decision between subdivisions such as Waverly Place, Turner Farms, or Cherry Grove, there's some important considerations to make as you look. So we just happen to be a subdivision that's near and dear to my heart, and that's Cherry Grove. Cherry Grove is located off a 5-mile road in Richlands, and this community was started in 2008. And this community is really the kind of community that put a place like Richlands on the map. It's known for homes on larger lots. Some of the homes are bigger, some of the homes are smaller, but you're not right on top of your neighbor. You actually have space. We have homes out here that are sitting on lots over 2 acres. And this is what's available right here in Cherry Grove. Hi everyone, I'm Stephen L. Skakandi of the Skakandi Group of living in and around Jacksonville, North Carolina. And every week I help people just like you buy, sell, and invest in Onslow County, North Carolina. And it just so happens that places and communities like Waverly Place, Turner Farms, and Cherry Groves come up frequently when people ask me about Richlands, North Carolina. So depending on where you're looking to go and what type of lifestyle you're looking for, the decision you make is going to be a very important one. Take, for example, this house in Cherry Grove. This house is known as the Sherry floor plan. It's one of only a handful of these floor plans that was built in 2008 by a builder known as H&S Custom Homes. The home itself is right around 1,400 heated square feet. So not a massive home by the McMansion style. However, this lot that we're on right now is massive. As you can see, you don't have neighbors right up on you. You're sitting here at over 2 acres of land. And communities like Cherry Grove feature homes on large lots. Some of the homes are smaller, like this one, and some are larger. But if you're looking for that space to call your own, to enjoy, this is what you'll find in a community like Cherry Grove. By the end of this video that we're going to shoot today, you're going to know things such as which is the better subdivision if you're using a VA loan, which one gives you more space and privacy, which one fits families better, and which one you should pick based on your commute and lifestyle. So since we're in Cherry Grove, that's exactly what we're going to start with. We're going to start with Cherry Grove. So the question is, why Cherry Grove? Well, for starters, if you're looking for an entry-level subdivision, Cherry Grove. If you're looking for something quiet, Cherry Grove. Here we are, it's the middle of the afternoon. If you're looking for larger lots and a plethora of homes to choose from, that would be Cherry Grove, okay? Prices in here start in the low 300s, and then they can go up quite a bit from there. There's a very fascinating, unique, all brick house that was built out here that is just absolutely massive, around 8,000 square feet. Now clearly that home's going to be a little bit more, but for the rest of the homes, price point is far more affordable. Now it is near to Albert J. Ellis Airport, so you have friends or family that are coming to visit you from out of the area. It's just a hop, skip, and a jump to get there. As far as getting to the base, a little bit more of a drive. So you're probably from Main Gate Camp Lejeune, you're probably going to spend as much as 35 to 40 minutes, maybe a little bit more depending on the traffic. If you're going to New River Air Station, it's a lot closer. more like 25. Now, if you're looking for amenities such as shopping and things like that, that's a bit of a drive too. You've got to drive to the Super Walmart at Yop Road, or perhaps you can go the other way towards Richlands and get in that to Walmart right there. This is a great community if you kind of want to be away from people and have your own space. So in Cherry Grove, most of the homes were built between 2008 and 2009. Construction you'll see mainly vinyl, with the one exception being the brick home. One of the cool things is the floor plans are open, okay? So back when this community was started, the first builder out here, H&S Custom Homes, did something that nobody in the area had done before. Everybody had gotten used to the same type of construction all over the place. He went ahead and he did something truly unique. So in his floor plans of his homes that he built out here, he had the open floor plans as well as nice trim, some crown molding, as well as tray ceilings. These are features, granted, you see more frequently now in 2025. But it's important to note, he was a visionary and a pioneer in this for the area. So, gotta make mention of it and give the guy his due. Having said all that, the important question is, who is Cherry Grove perfect for? Well, I would say a VA buyer who wants to go ahead and use his VA funding in order to purchase first home. Any first-time home buyer that's looking to come to the area. Maybe they're used to somewhere a little bit far removed, or maybe they were city folk looking for a more quiet place. Families that have kids that want to play in the street, run around, ride bikes, do those types of things. Any of those buyers would be perfect and find a home here in Cherry Grove. Okay, so now we're in Turner Farms. And I think you could safely say, at first glance, very similar vibe to Cherry Grove. You've got larger lots once again. Perhaps the homes here are slightly closer together, but you still have a very quiet community that's off the beaten path, away from stuff. Turner Farms is located just off of Fire Tower Road. So down the road from Fire Tower, or on Fire Tower, I should say, you do have a school, okay? As well as easy access to Catherine Lake Road, where some basic shopping and some other things that you can use. And of course, once again, not too far from Albert J. Ellis Airport, just a hop, skip, and a jump away. When we talk about home styles, we have very similar construction to what we have in Cherry Grove. Once again, we've got vinyl sided construction, homes that were built in 2010 and later, and once again, the large lots. I guess now we have to ask the question, who is Turner Farms built for, I should say? Who would be at home out here? Well, since it's similar to Cherry Grove, it's going to be a very similar answer. If you're looking for space, both in a lot and in a home, then you're going to like Turner Farms quite a bit. If you've got pets and they need a place to run, the large lots would also facilitate that. Work from home has become very popular over the last 5 to 6 years. So if you're not active duty, working from home is an option, and you can certainly do that out here. If you're looking for more space for the money, Turner Farms is also a great place for you to be. Who would I say is not a good fit out here? Anyone that wants easy access to a Walmart, a mall, nightlife, or fine dining. At last, we finally made it to Waverly Place in Richlands. So let's take a second and talk about the community vibe and feel. One of the things you'll notice out here in comparison to Cherry Grove or Turner Farms is the closeness of the homes. The homes are much closer together, okay? And that's done so you have less to maintain, okay? So the purpose of this community was to come in, to drop your rucksack or your suitcase, depending on if you're military or civilian, and not have to worry about a lot of yard maintenance, okay? I would call this more of a traditional suburban feel. So if you're from the Midwest suburbs, or maybe you're from another state that has more in the way of suburbia, this really meets that same look and feel that you're used to. You'll also notice that the streets are maybe a little more developed, and there are some limited sidewalks here as well. We just haven't gone to a place where you can see them just yet, but there are some sidewalks out here that you can enjoy. So let's talk a little bit about that home style and that community feel out here at Waverly Place. Smaller lots, some sidewalks, and more of a neighborhood feel makes things easy to maintain. So let's ask ourselves, who would Waverly Place be best for? And oh, by the way, check out this sunset. The sunsets in Richlands and also in other parts of Onslow County, particularly Sneads Ferry or Holly Ridge, are absolutely amazing. But getting back to who Waverly Place is built for, it's built for anyone that really wants convenience. What do I mean by that? What I mean is, if you're looking to get into a community and have your closing costs supplemented by the builder, Adams Homes, this is a great opportunity for you because they've got some very nice incentives that can help first-time home buyers, and particularly military home buyers, accomplish just that. Okay? So anyone that's using their VA loan, because most of the houses are brand new or only a couple years old, and the benefit of that is very easy to do VA home inspections. And of course, anyone that's looking for 0 yard maintenance. Me personally, I like to mow my own lawn because it's time to myself, but I realize some of you all might not like that. All right, it's time for a side-by-side comparison. We got Cherry Grove and Turner Farms on one side, and we've got Waverly Place on the other. Who wins the matchup? Who's better where? Now that you've seen all 3 communities in Richlands, what are your thoughts on it? Well, let me tell you how I would break it down, okay? I would say, let's ask yourself a couple questions. And it would come down to 2 things. One is space, and the other is convenience, okay? If we're looking for space of home size, we're looking for lot size, I would say that Cherry Grove and Turner Farms, hands down, win. If you're looking for convenience, I'd put my money into Waverly Place. Why? What do I mean by convenience? Well, if you look at distance to the base, as the crow flies, both Turner Farms and Cherry Grove are closer. However, as you've seen, you've got to take some windy country roads to get there. It's more of a straight shot to get to Waverly Place. Side benefit, you forgot the milk, you forgot the bread, or you got to pick up a pizza coming home from dinner. Much easier to do that here at Waverly Place because you'll drive right past it. Let's dive a little deeper into that commute reality. What does that actually look like, and how bad is that commute? Well, from Waverly Place, you're looking at anywhere from 25 to 45 minutes to get to Mainside Camp Lejeune, depending on where you work, okay? Air Station, a little closer, more like 20 to 25 minutes, okay? But it feels so much easier out here at Waverly Place because it's more of a direct shot. You just keep running to it, driving towards it, and you don't have to take back country roads. What about a topic such as price and value? How do all 3 subdivisions compare and contrast together? Well, if you're looking simply for the price to get in the home and the price of the land, then Turner Farms or Cherry Grove went out in a comparison of that. However, if you're looking for a lower, more affordable entry price point, if you're looking for closing cost assistance, and if you're more concerned about lifestyle, you definitely got to check out Waverly Place. But how does one choose? What are some of the things that people look at? Well, this is the time where you drew your pro-con, and you take a sheet of paper, you draw a line down the middle, and you draw all your pros and cons for both. So what I would tell you is this: if I was simply looking for things like space in the home or space of land, if I was simply looking at price, if I was looking at bigger lots, maybe a quieter, more remote lifestyle, I would have to say Turner Farms or Cherry Grove. Okay? However, if I was looking at things like convenience, less maintenance, I would give the slight edge to Waverly Place. So if you are moving to Richlands or Onslow County, Jacksonville, any place like that, and you need somebody to help you discover your pros and your cons, because it's different for everybody, I'll help you sit down and figure out the good, the bad, the ugly based on pure metrics. So reach out to me, Stephen L. Skicandi of the Skicandi Group of living in and around Jacksonville, North Carolina, and I'll be happy to sit down and help you figure out if Richlands is right for you or not. I will help you compare neighborhoods and set up your budget and analyze whether your job and lifestyle makes sense at whichever location. Make sure you click on my contact information below. Wow, what a sunset, huh? On our next videos, we're going to be looking at some maps so you can see exactly where Waverly Place, Turner Farms, Cherry Grove, and all that lines up in comparison to such things as Camp Lejeune, New River Air Station, the beaches, and other things. So make sure you catch our next video. Once again, I'm Stephen L. Skicandi with the Skicandi Group at Living in and Around Jacksonville, and I thank you for joining us on this tour. Enjoy the sunset.